Okay, welcome everyone. So I'm going to show you today what we know so far about the new expansion of the World of the Ring the card game, Fire and Swords. So I will be covering a lot of stuff, so let's see what do we know so far, because the game is released relatively soon. Actually, it's going to be released according to RS at least during July, and outside US. Uh, well, let's hope that we get it in Europe during September. Or in August, it would be very nice. So what do we know so far? We know a bunch of stuff from RS, from the description of the game, and we also know a lot of stuff from the gallery. So we're going to analyze everything one by one. So we have these nice small cards that we know. We have, and let's see them one by one. So first we have Círdan. You can see here the artwork. So he has a when played effect, and he is likely not drawing a card because if you compare it with Galadriel, Galadriel's when played is like starts a little bit ahead, but the text in Círdan starts like really behind. So it also has to do with Narya, which makes sense because he was the first wielder of the Narya, and he gave Narya his ring to Gandalf when he arrived to the West, making Saruman very jealous, if I remember correctly. So it has to do something with Narya, and then something we don't know. Likely he's searching the card. We will see. Deck into, like this into is very likely to a hand. We have actually the card revealed a little bit more in a different thread. So this actually says to hand, and here we have a letter which is like N, but this word here is also Narya. We will see it. Okay, so if you check some of the threads, people are speculating that he can also wield Narya since he had it like in the beginning, right? And this is what if scenario, but we will see. He's definitely getting a defense here in Grey Heavens, which is revealed. I will show you where a little bit later. Okay, now let's go to the next card, which is a Book of Mazalbur. So let's read. If in play, you may use your action and eliminate this card. So each 3 people players may draw one random card from the cycle pile. So this is a dwarven item, which is very good with 3 people because it's like 1 card and you get 3 cards. In a duel, it can have a very nice niche because if you get it early or if your cycle pile is very small, then you have like this control. And because the card is eliminated when you play it, it thins the deck, so it makes your deck more efficient. So it's an okay card. Definitely not something too powerful, but it's okay. Then we have Grim Burn. I mean, it's very obvious that this is Grim Burn. So when played, something happens, and then must forsake. Usually 3 people forsake. We only know Boromir that forsakes, but when played or moved to a path, you must forsake. We have here the must forsake. I'm not sure what this is going to be, but he's likely not drawing a card because you can see here that when played is a little bit more ahead. The text is more ahead than Boromir's. So we will see what it is exactly. And there is also be played here. So we don't know exactly what this is, but we have encountered the be played text in the Red Arrow and in the 3 Hunters. So maybe he's allowed to be played somewhere else, or maybe he allows something else to be played when he's played or moved because you forsake. It will be very interesting. I definitely am very excited about this card. It seems like a very powerful with 2 combat shields here. Okay, let's move to the next one, and it's Radagast the Brown. When played, you don't have to do it, recycle your cycle pile, which is okay, I guess it's a niche, but let's go to the second effect. So if this card is reserved, you may use your action and eliminate this card to take a wizard card from your deck into hand. So this is extremely powerful, and if you combine it with the when played, it basically, if the card is not eliminated, you are guaranteed to get any wizard card. So yeah, it's a very easy double Gandalf the Grey, so you can play your Gandalf in your reserve, and next round move the Gandalf, and if he's cycled, if the Nazgûl or the Shadow will not going to contest the path, then if you have Gwahir or Radagast the Brown, you can just simply take Gandalf again and play him again, which is very, very powerful. So yeah, oh, very powerful card in my opinion. Then in the gallery we have these 4 cards. Let's see what they have. So first of all, we see here that there is a typo, which means that maybe these are not final. So maybe there will be small adjustments, but we will see. Okay, let's go to this Isengard card. I did not expect to get Isengard card, to be honest, because Isengard has already kind of a lot of cards, but yeah. Okay, so this card, MA, so this is very likely May. And here we have Battleground. So what I think and what people think of Board Game Geek is that first of all, this is half Orc and Goblin Men card, which is similar to the board game, and just similar to the board game, it is likely to go to some non-Isengard battlegrounds. Now, Wild Hillmen, sorry, I'm a little bit sick. Wild Men of Dunland, sorry, they have kind of a similar text, but it's similar but not the same. So the battlegrounds here is like not in the beginning like here, so it's definitely something else. And now let's talk about this card. This card is great. It has very good attacking stats, and it completely counters Treebeard and Quick Beam if you play Saruman with its staff, because this is 2 Saruman and the staff is +2, so you can take Helm's Deep, and Treebeard and Quick Beam cannot do anything, so basically he needs to commit at least 2 cards to save it, which is very, very nice, because Treebeard, I think it's way too powerful. Okay, now let's go to this sorry about that, Easterling character. So he's a character, not an army, because the symbol here. He has leadership stats, so this means that there will be at least 1 army, and it's called the red. We already know that it's the Bannerman. I will show you a little bit later. If in the reserve, blah 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 blah, and eliminate blah 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 is okay. If you see this card, they seem very, very identical, so it's likely that it's the same effect as the Black Serpent, but for an Easterling battleground. So we also know that his name is Red Bannerman. Here is the, so I'm not sure if it's going to be in the end the Red Bannerman. I guess it will be the Red Bannerman. But yeah, we know it for this announcement from Ares. Now, Ares, before they released also these very vague build, pictures, which they have taken down. So basically here we know that here, I mean, this is like half orcs. It's very vague, but it's very likely that it's half orcs. That's what at least people on Board Game Geek are saying. And we also see that the Red Bannerman has some path stats, which is very nice. Now he is better than the Black Serpent for sure. Okay. For the free people cards, we don't see anything, not much. Okay, and let's go to the next last card that we know. It's the Orc Chieftain. When played, you may take Goblins of the Misty Mountains, which may seem, this is the card, may seem like not very, very good, but if you play him as your last card, then you get your Goblins, and then you can, because you have only 1 card, you can eliminate something in your deck and play the Goblins. So if you have this card and you play it last, you can always guarantee like 2 swords somewhere. And he also goes to the path, which is nice. Okay, Now, Ares has also revealed two cards. These are the two promo cards. Old Man Willow +1 on Shire, so we know that Shire is going to be in the game. Again, this was kind of obvious. When played, the Hobbit player specifically must forsake a card. And this is so and so, but the good thing here is that if you play this card and then you play it or move it on Moria, then it is very likely going to be cycled, so you can play the effect again, and this is something niche if you want to follow the Forsaking strategy, which is not very powerful, but maybe with this expansion it will become good. We don't know, but I really hope that they make Forsaking more viable, because it's not very strong right now. Okay, let's move to Goldberry. When played, you may take Tom Bombadil, so nice. We know that Tom Bombadil is in the game, and if in reserve, basically it gives one card to any free people player. So I think it's much better than the Old Man Willow. And yeah, first of all, it confused the Tom Bombadil, and with this card, if you hold it and your deck is very small, and you check your deck and it's a bunch of bad cards, then you can play this card as last card, then take Tom Bombadil, then eliminate the top card to play Tom Bombadil. And then you can use the other ability again to draw a card, and then you can play that card by eliminating again a card. So if you have a bunch of bad cards, this card can make you to reshuffle your deck and make it more like a better deck overall. Now let's talk about Tom Bombadil. So Ian Brody in the post, he's actually mentions what he does. So he's very good on Old Forest and Barrow Downs, sorry. And we actually know his effect. You can cycle him instead of each free people forsaking a card. So when there is an effect that makes free people forsake, every player, like for example the Old Forest, or for example Caradhras, or Emin Newell, or like Balrog or Shelob, well, you can cycle this card instead, which is pretty mediocre in my opinion. But we'll see. Maybe Forsaken will be too powerful in these expansions. We have to see. Okay. Now here are the important things that I think from the Ares announcement. So first of all, Erebor is confirmed. Okay, this is not. We expected this. King Dane, Grey Heavens. Rune is confirmed. The Shire is confirmed. We kind of know that. Now we have this war in the north, and this is actually a new mode to play, a new scenario. It's hinted here, but we have other posts that I'm going to show you that confirm that this is a different scenario. We have a new location type known as skirmishes. Okay. So this is very nice. Because right now, if you have played the game a lot, then you will realize that battlegrounds are not as important as paths, because you can always reactivate them, but paths, if you lose them, that's it. So if we have something else that is something like battlegrounds, something that your armies can go, it makes the armies like much better. So it's a very, very good. I really like that. Okay, so we have 9 additional paths. So this obviously is one path in every number. We'll see about this. New battlegrounds, 9. That's a lot. 13 skirmishes. That's also a lot. Like, there are so many places that they can add. I'm sure if I try to guess, I won't get them all because there are too many. Okay, but we know some of the skirmishes because they say that Forts of Eisen and Bree. Okay, so these two are guaranteed skirmishes, which Bree is a little bit okay. It had a fortification in the lore. It had a hedge, so it could be a battleground, but yeah, we'll see. They say that it's a skirmish. Now, this is basically here it says that there are more scenarios for less people than 6, because this will make the game go for up to 6 people, and it's compatible with Against the Shadow, the solo co-op expansion. So they have confirmed that the Shadow cards will also have the solo variants, so you will be able to play all the scenarios, I guess, with solo as well. And I guess the cooperative mode will get up to 3 people instead of 2, which is nice. Okay, then we have from Ares Roberto Di Meglio, which announced that the north of the war in the north is kind of a 4-player scenario, and we will get an extended duel, which is very nice because the current duel mode is not very popular. There is the expert duel mode, which was published by Ares in their site. You can go and check it out, which is a much better scenario in my opinion than the duel. Okay, and this post was to this guy, which Ancestor, he asked how things will be because he feels like Saruman, for example, can be very disappointing if you just play all his Saruman cards, Isengard cards, but you don't have to play them in the end because you never drew Edoras or Helm's Deep. And he says, it's also here, that the decks will be restructured in 6 players. So basically this means that Saruman will not be with Monstrous and Southrons because he got like +1 card, and we also saw some Monstrous card. So it's likely that Saruman will be either with Easterlings or Rathians. Rathians is a new faction, we already saw it, or something like that, but not with all 3. Okay, same goes for the 3 people, which is expected since we have like some new elf cards. So elf and Dunedain cannot go together because your deck will be more than 30. Okay, so some other articles that exist. This one, which reveals that the skirmishes is a new type of battleground. But in the previous article it says a new type of location, so maybe the skirmishes are shuffled with the battleground deck, or maybe it's a separate column for skirmishes. We don't know. There are many. 13 is too many, so maybe they have like a deck of their own. We don't know, but yeah. This is a very nice video with like maybe 10 minutes of Ian Brody. This is Ian Brody talking about the new expansions, and here he says in this video, you can find it very easy from Dice Tower, skirmishes are active alongside battlegrounds. So yeah, you can think what you want with this. It's giving away something, I think, but yeah, we'll see. He revealed some other stuff that we are going to cover later. Okay, now let's see some other cards which were published. Lothos Aquil Baggins. If in reserve, you may use your action and cycle this card, so the Hobbit likely player must eliminate 1 random card from the cycled pile and then recycle their cycle pile. Okay, this is a very good counter against Guahir because you make when he plays Gandalf, if Gandalf survives, then you can use this card, and then Gandalf goes inside the deck, so it's not searchable with Guahir anymore, and it's generally good this draft because if you have like the Stew card or Endrot, you can use this card and just shuffle the Hobbits inside the deck, and then the card is not playable, which is very nice. Okay, next card is Bill Henry. He goes to Lothos Aquil Baggins, goes to path 1, but I would not send him because this effect is very good to have, in my opinion. Okay. It's also very strange that he does not go to Shire or some leadership, at least to Shire something. Yeah. Bill Fenrir. If in reserve, I'll actually make the sound a little bit less. I can hear it too much. Maybe you cannot hear it, but anyway. So if in reserve, you may use your action and cycle this card, so the player of your choice might cycle a card. So this is a mini Beguiler, definitely much worse than the Beguiler because you can cycle 1 card. So okay, but yeah, you can chain his effect with the Beguiler. So if there is a player that plays after Bill Henry and before the modern player, after Rathians and before the modern player, then you can target 1 player and make him cycle 2 cards, which if he has a carryover of 2 is it's very powerful. So maybe that's why there is only 1 card that makes only 1 player cycle a card. Okay, Here you can see the better art of Lothar Sackville Baggins. It's from Andrea. I don't want to butcher his name, so this guy. You can follow him on both. It's actually very easy. Piparo. Okay. Uh, he has revealed some cards. You can follow him on his Instagram or on his Facebook for a better quality of image than what I'm showing you. Okay. Now let's move to the next cards. Squint-eyed Southerner. Most likely, when played, draw 7 cards. From this, take 1 Ruffian card into the hand and cycle the rest. Okay. So this is good to thin your deck. If you play it last, then you can forsake to play the card that you just drew. It's a good niche, but it's a good searching card because you can get the previous 2 cards that we said. You can search for them with this card, which makes it very good. And then we have Ted Sandyman. No combat stats, which I would also assume that he could fight in the Shire, but yeah. If in reserve, you may use your action and cycle this card, so the Hobbit player must forsake 1 card. This is very mediocre effect, but there are a lot of cards that target the poor Hobbit player. So right now, because the other cards are not revealed, I would definitely send him on path 1, especially if somebody else can help from the shadow, but but yeah, we'll see if there will be many Forsaken cards, maybe not a good idea. Yeah. It's you can also chain Forsake. This means that if you have this card, you can always just wait, and when another Forsaken card is played, like Balrog or Shelob or some path, then you can see if the Frodo player how willing he is to forsake from top. And if you see that he's not very willing, then you can definitely use this effect because you will likely hit a good card. Okay, then we have this picture. This is Rosy Cotton, but we can see a better resolution in this picture, which we are going to break apart now. So here we have a lot of cards. All of them are free people, so with this, like, maybe most of the free people cards are actually revealed. So let's start with Dane Ironfoot. Okay, dwarf character, obviously. Like the other dwarven cards, this says May, blah 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 blah. Pile. So this cycle pile, I guess all the dwarfs are working with cycle pile. He gives +1 on Erebor, which makes sense. Okay, next we have this card. It's Fear Fire Foes, and it's a Hobbit army. Now there is a bold here, and it says but. Maybe this is combat, so maybe we have something, a new type of bold text combat. Maybe it's related to skirmishes. I don't know, will be very nice to find out. This army can support blah 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 of Hobbit characters with leadership icons. So on Board Game Geek, the rumor is that this card can support many Hobbit characters. So you have this card and you have like Merry and Pippin, and this card supports both of them. While regularly an army card can only support 1. Okay. Next, we have these 2 identical, and you can see here they're kind of identical Northern armies. No effect, no flavor text. I guess because this is prototype. You know that this is an army because of this pattern here. Okay, it's like a typical 1/1. Now that we have this photo, which is the same art as the art of the King Brand from the Kings of Middle-earth expansion from the regular board game. Then we have this, which this is like a horse, so this could be Build a Pony. There is something else, so yeah, it's not an event card because of the pattern and because there is something here, but yeah, the rumor says that this is Build a Pony, and at least people from Board Game Geek, that's what they think. Now we have a northern character or item, and we know that because of the patterns right here. Very big text, so very hard to see what it is. Yep. Then we have Farmer Maggot. I like him. If in reserve, you may use your action and cycle this card to either add +1 likely to the Shire, but there is some text missing here, or draw one card. So yeah, not bad, not super good, but not bad. Okay, Rosy Cotton. So I would not send him on path 1 likely. I think this effect of drawing one card anytime, it's not any player like the promo card, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe it's good to send him on path 1, we'll see. Depends on the Shire, because I see a lot of cards related to Shire, so maybe the Shire is some kind of special skirmish or battleground. Okay, Rosy Cotton. If in reset, you may something and cycle this card to either something Frodo from cycled pile, blah 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 something, draw one card. So maybe she, I guess there is also somewhere here Sam, because there is no way she gets only Frodo from the cycle pile. But see, this seems quite strong. I hope this is something like get Frodo or draw one card, something like Farmer Mago, because if they take both Frodo and draw one card, it's very broken for no reason. Okay, let's go to this card. This is Party Invitation. I mean, it's very obvious because of the art here. It's an item. We know the item because of the icon here, and it's a little bit visible here that it's an item. People on Board Game Geek also say that. I will give you a link with all the predictions that people are saying on Board Game Geek. So then we have an event here. This is something like disguised, like in the movie or the books, where some were disguised as orcs. So something like that. It's an event. We know it from this symbol and from this pattern here. Next, we can see a better Sidran here. So here is what I was saying, from deck into hand, and here we have Narya. So it's likely what we were saying before, but we don't know. Ian Brody is very ingenious, so we'll see. Now, Glorfindel, yeah, this is basically a new strider. If it's on path 2 or 3, you may use likely your action and cycle Glorfindel to blah 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 random path 3. Then it cycles, it's a shadow player likely draws one card. Okay, this is a free strider, but there is a problem. I would still play Strider or Gandalf on path 2 because you take a random path 3, which is not very good, because you really want the Force of Bruinen, which is by far the best. So what this makes also, it shortens the game, which is very good for 6 people, because with basically you will have one less path to play, so one less round, so a shorter game. I really like this approach. But his main niche, I think, will be played as a mini Faramir, but on path 3, because you can still use his effect on path 3, score the points, and get another path. And basically, you get a point, and you get a different path, and each shadow player does one card for 1 point. Not really worth it. Especially, you can just wait and activate it in the end. So yeah, very good. Then we have these 2 cards. So first of all, this is an army because of the pattern here, and here is a when played effect, which is, I'm very surprised with that. I'm very curious what this will be. Maybe, I don't know, because they're archers, maybe they will do something in the forest, like a Treebeard effect, kind of for Mordor orcs, or like goblins on the Misty Mountain. We don't know. We know only that it's a 1/1 stat. Okay, and then we have this guy here, which is likely Haldril or Celeborn. Both can be, both were in the books. Haldril were the guide when they reached Lothlorien. So this says +1 on L, which is Lorien. It's very obvious. So here is if on a path, just like Glorfindel, but it's quite different, the text. This reminds the flocks of the Greenbane effect. If on path, you may use your action to activate a different path, but you can see that the to activate, the text is slightly on the right of this region here, but for Haldir or Celeborn, it's like more towards the center, so it does not exactly match this card. But to A, it can be also to activate or reactivate the battleground something, but it's if on the path. Maybe if he's on a path, you can like activate like Lorien, which would be uh, it would be it would be interesting. This is also a possibility. We will see. Definitely seems like a very powerful card. Okay. Now we have Thranduil here, which gives a card that is +1 Woodland Realm, but only leadership. Makes sense. And here we have a new wizard card, but maybe it's just Tom Bombadil with no combat stats, which makes sense. We don't know. Maybe it's a new wizard card though. Okay. We also have these two dwarven cards, Army of blah 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 mountains, because it can go. This can also be played, I guess, or moved to the Shire or likely Grey Havens or Bree, because it's known that the dwarves were going from Erdluin, the Blue Mountains, to Bree as well, or Grey Havens, we'll see, or both. And Erebor Guard, Army +1 on Erebor, makes sense. Erebor seems like a juicy target now, maybe a new Minas Tirith. Okay, then we see like this card, but it's impossible to get any info, and then we see this card here, which is a bigger. This is like a skirmish or a battleground. So I think it's a skirmish. I will give you my points here. So let's take like Minas Tirith as an example. So first of all, here we have victory points, but we don't see this pattern here. So this is likely a skirmish or just a prototype card, we don't know. Then we have the defense icons here, but we don't have space for defense icon here. At least, maybe, we don't know. This skirmish maybe does not have defense items, I don't see them. Yeah, no space for shields. However, both in the video and in the RS site, we're talking also about fortification. So I don't know, it would be a little bit anti-thematic for some skirmishes not to have shields. If they are fortification indeed, we don't know. Then we can see here that there are 3 areas for text, which does not match the Minas Tirith or the regular battleground. So I'm very curious what it can be. So maybe one is the name, but on the battlegrounds we already have the name with the effect. So yeah, we don't know. It's very exciting. Nothing is revealed. I could not find anything. So yeah. Yes, from this video we also know that Mount Gundabad, Danland and Dale are in. But we don't know if the skirmishes or strongholds. I mean, I'm sure like Mount Gundabad should be a stronghold for sure. I mean, if this is skirmish, I will be a little bit disappointed. From the thematic point of view, yeah, Danland, I don't know, we don't know much about for the lore. We know that there is one town there and that the dwarves like made a wall for them. So, but it could be like this we know from the Unfinished Tales or something, I don't remember. But we know that. Then we have the posts on BGG, and there is like this big thread with 75 comments. Very good job by this guy, Tyrell. He also in this, if you go to the expansions page on the Board Game Geek, there is also a document, a living document that Tyrell is updating with all the confirmed cards so far, and you can also read all the predictions. It's what we are talking about now. So there are some interesting posts, like this guy here says that it was hinted that Easterlings will be with Southrons and Raffians, leaving Isengard and Monstrous. This is what we were talking to last time, that like that in the 6 players the deck will be reorganized. And he also says the Watcher. This is the Watcher in the waters, I believe. So I don't know how it was hinted yet, because he says it was hinted, but we don't know yet. But the same guy later says that Ian confirmed a batch to me. So if Ian indeed confirmed this to him, then also Horn of Gondor is is in the game, and we can take this guy seriously. But everything else that I'm not highlighting, it's just wishes and guesses. So I'm just highlighting what he knows. Also, Matthias he here says that in one of the Ian's posts, he confirmed the Watcher in the water. I have not found this post, but it's very likely that this card is in, I guess. Then we have this guy here, which, if you don't know, he is related to the Italian versions of the War of the Ring, but the board game. So he says there will be at least three Sterling armies in one event, but we don't know anything else. Then again, the guy that says he has spoken with Ian can confirm the effect of the Fear Fire Force that we were discussing before, and and Andre kind of says that this is the card that the Isengard card is indeed half Orc and Goblin Men, and this is the interesting thing. He's not sure, so he just kind of decrypts the card, so this is likely a guess. That he thinks that the text says that this card may be played or moved to any battleground or skirmish, which is a little bit concerning, because if the effect says battleground or skirmish, then it makes kind of the cards of the base game useless for skirmishes, because we have the Nazgul, the Destroyer, and the Warrior, for example, that add stats on battlegrounds. But if the texts are like that, then maybe they cannot add things to skirmish. We don't know. Hopefully it's not like that, but we'll see. The Red Banner, it's the Red Banner man, and he also thinks that it's the same as the Black Serpent. Okay. Now let's talk a little bit about the deck composition. Also in the this is a screenshot from asked questions to Ares from Ares page like 2 years ago, if they're planning to do an expansion, and they also say here that when you play the decks will be built with different set of fractions. So we kind of know that, okay, together with this post that I was talking before, okay. So this is the numbers that we know. Easterlings is 2. It's only the Red Bannerman plus 1 army at least, because he has only leadership stats, and Andre says that there will be at least 3 more cards. But what we need to see is that if you add now these numbers, they don't make sense, because now it's impossible for the elf player and the Dunedain to be together, because it's more than 30 cards, and same for Saruman and Monstrous. So the guy that says he spoke with Ian Brody says that Saruman will be in Monstrous, but we'll see, because I mean Saruman should be very closely connected to Raffians, but maybe Raffians and something else, because it cannot be Raffians and Monstrous. The numbers don't make sense. Unless Raffians take like too many cards, then okay, but otherwise maybe he will have Southron's Raffians or Southron Littlelings. We'll see. Let's see. Now also, if you add the Wizard and Hobbit, you cannot longer fit the Rohan cards, so the Hobbit's deck is also broken. If you see all the cards that we mentioned, there are 23 cards for the pre-people. They're kind of revealed, or at least revealed like the type of card. We know that Hobbit, Elf, and Dunedain cannot be together because the numbers don't add. They are more than 30 cards if you add Hobbit and Elf or Hobbit and Dunedain. So the decks will be like this for sure. And then we have Wizard, which can go with all 3 actually. If there are no other Wizard cards and Dunedain cards, then Wizard can go to the Dunedain. But if it's at least one more Wizard card or Dunedain card, then Wizard cannot go to Dunedain. Then we have these combinations, because we have three fractions left: Dwarves, Rohan, and Northmen. So 2 of them have to go to one deck, and the other one has to go to another deck. So if you count, then the Dwarf and the Rohan can only go with the Hobbit, because the sum of these 2 combinations with Elf and Dunedain is more than 30, which makes it impossible that Hobbit is with Wizard, because if Hobbit is with Wizard, uh, then one of these two will go with one of these, which doesn't make sense. So I think now Hobbit is not with Wizard. I'm very positive. I will show you more evidence about that. Now, what else can it be? If you play with the numbers, you might find some conclusions, but we'll see. It seems like Northmen and Rohan will be the faction that will be alone. So I think it's going to be like either Dunedain and Rohan, or Dunedain with Rohan, and like hobbits with the other two, and maybe elves with the wizard, or yeah, we don't know. We don't know. I'm very excited to see. Uh, Mordor obviously has 30 cards, and I think there won't be any. It's a very nicely made deck, but we have some other clues, like the end rot. Like all the cards say that you can get characters generally, but this card specifically says that the Hobbit player, and it's a wizard card. So this makes seems like the wizard will not be with the Hobbits if they were planning it, because we know that this expansion was actually tested with the base game, but they wanted to launch the base game and see if it will do well and then do the expansion. So we also know that Eowyn, but this is like 2 years ago, so maybe it's nothing, right? We also know that Eowyn says when played to the reserve, you may take Merry or Pippin. It says you, not the Hobbit player. So makes it more likely that the Hobbit goes with Rohan. So maybe Northmen are with Dunedain, or elves, or maybe dwarves, but eh, yeah. I don't think Northmen are with Rohan, because it will make 15 cards, so this means that no other Northman cards will be revealed. But we saw 7 cards. 7 cards are kind of nice already. We don't know. Okay, and the last thing is Lembas, which says the Hobbit player may use an action. Okay, this is very obvious, obviously, because in the base game the Hobbit player is not with the elves. But yeah, it's a small proof also that the Hobbit player will not go with the elves. Something else that is unnoticed is that these keywords here, mount, some like Shadowfax has it and many others have it. So maybe this keyword has nothing, no effect in the base game. So maybe it will be something interesting in a skirmish, like if you send something with a mount, it gets like +1 or something. I don't know. We will see. And we also have the weapons, which are also have no function in the current game. Maybe they will have now. And also this card specifically says that the wielder of this card cannot wield another weapon, and there is no other weapon except the Dwarven Axe, I think. No, there are many weapons, but no weapons that can be wielded by the same characters else. So this is kind of hinting that there will be another elf item, or an item, a weapon that an elf can wield. Likely. Maybe they change the things during playtesting or after, I don't know. So this is it. Ares now has a very good promotion that you can get 2 copies for 50 bucks, which is very good deal, because one of these copies will be costing around 50. Maybe you can get it lower from your board game shop, local shop, if they bought like a lot of them and they have a better deal. But I don't think you will find a better deal than that. You can buy 2 of them and you get 2 sets of promos, and you can just give the other away or sell it. You will make profit if you sell it even later. And there is another promotion that with 1 copy you get 2 tin boxes basically for free. So you get all the sleeves. And also this is very good because even, I mean, if you don't like this, you can just sell them. In Essen last year, the tin boxes were sold in the first day. For the base game, for Against Shadow, they were sold by the end of the event, but yeah, they're very popular. I'm sure you can find someone to sell it or gift it. And the last thing that is on my radar is that until 31st of March, there is this very nice offer. So basically, you get all the World of the Ring base game things, I mean main board game, are much cheaper. I think these are the prices that you could find them in your local store in the best case scenario, which if you add them up, it's like 265. So it's a very good deal. Uh, Even if you have World of the Ring but you don't have anything else, because it also gives you all the promo materials and the boxes, you can just sell your World of the Ring copy and keep the other things. And also, Roberto made a post that the new copies will have a different type of plastic because there is a big problem with if you spray the miniatures to paint them, then they become sticky. So they kind of claim that they kind of fix this. Maybe, I mean, at least they use a different grade of plastic. And now the figures are harder. So if you want to upgrade, this is a very good opportunity if these copies are new. Now, if they are not new, maybe you can ask RS to hold and give you like a new copy. I don't know if they will do that and send it a little bit later. But yeah, if you're painting miniatures, this is something very important to consider. And then Kings of Middle-earth and Lords of Middle-earth are still available, the limited edition. In case you have slept on this, it's a very good quality, but a little bit expensive. But yeah, so this is it. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, if you like this content and you want more of it, please let me know. And have a good day.